There's actually a
Davenport's, but
hero
it's
line
very
that,
similar.
when I saw that documentary, he was
Yes.
trying to catch the
Ready,
big one
Steph?
the whole time.
Ready.
All right, everybody, pipe down now.
All right.
We're getting ready to go.
All right.
Pipe up during the meeting, but Burlington City Council Agenda, meeting number 14, July 20th, 2026, 5:30 PM, here in the Thomas J. Smith Council Chambers. Beautiful City Hall, 400 Washington Street, Burlington, Iowa. Come on in, grab some chairs. Would you all please rise and join me for the pledge? I pledge Thank you, everyone. Roll call, Steph, when you're ready.
Phillips,
Here.
Kreitzer,
Did you say my name here?
Kreitzer, Scott,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Wilson. Here.
All right, we'll get right into the purpose of the meeting. First up, we have comments from the audience. If there's anything that is something you want to bring up before council that's not on the agenda, now would be the time to approach council. It's a simple process. You give us your name and address at the lectern and your issue. Bear in mind, we may not be able to discuss it in depth because it's not on the agenda, and there's always different sides. But we want to hear about it, and then we determine if we need to look at it later. Is there anybody who would like to address council tonight?
We are waiting on someone that is supposed to be here to address y'all.
Okay.
It's
It's kinda crazy out there, you lock the front door and then we gotta go around
Yeah,
the death trap.
So we would like to wait a little bit.
I'll come back to it.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yep.
Okay. Moving on to consent agenda. All matters listed under item 1 consent agenda haven't been discussed or considered to be routine by city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. On the consent tonight is minutes of previous meetings, payroll, and city claims. Beer, liquor, wine, and cigarette permits, reports, and bonds. There are 3 resolutions. First resolution is approving a training agreement. The second resolution is approving nuisance abatements for various properties. Number 3 is a resolution designating the east doors of City Hall as the official location for posting public meeting notices. We're setting the date for a public hearing for August 3rd, 2026, and that's consideration of an agreement with the Burlington Baseball Association, Inc. for the use of community field for baseball and all community activities. And we have one appointment, the Airport Authority Board, Jay Lockenberg. Is there anyone in the audience would like any one of these items removed and considered separately yet tonight? Council? Is there a motion?
Your Honor, I have a motion to approve all items listed on the consent agenda.
Second. Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Weiss,
Aye.
Wilson. Aye.
Okay, resolutions.
Your Honor, I have a resolution a resolution providing for the sale of bonds, setting parameters for the sale of bonds, and approving a bond purchase agreement and an official statement.
Second.
Mayor, I have a resolution here that I'll go over much as I did during the work session. So you have a resolution providing for the sale of bonds, setting parameters for those sale of bonds, and approving a bond purchase agreement with a preliminary official statement, which I handed out tonight, and I'll cover that in a second, but I want to go through the other elements of the resolution. So we are looking at essential purpose loan agreements in an amount of $16,750,000 for the purpose of paying for the costs, undertaking flood protection improvements, acquiring and equipping ambulances, acquiring and equipping vehicles for the Municipal Public Works and Street Department. And we also have general obligation corporate purpose loan agreements and not to exceed $400,000. That's for the Recplex field lighting. And then we also have essential corporate purpose loan agreement number 2, not exceeding $6 million for the purpose of paying for public infrastructure improvements. That's for the flood mitigation. And then we have the official, preliminary official statement. But basically, these bonds cover the fire station, Summer Street, bucket truck, and ambulance, and then the flood mitigation projects are basically what those cover. Are there any questions on that? Okay.
None.
Annie? No?
No,
Okay.
none, sorry.
So I wanted to go over a little bit in more detail the preliminary official statement. This is a document you've seen before, but we didn't get it in the packet because there's been a flurry of edits and changes and things even over the last 3 or 4 days over the weekend. So the preliminary official statement outlines the city's proposed issuance of approximately $17.5 million in general obligation corporate purpose bonds they'll be labeled Series 2026A. Which will finance a broad package of capital improvements such that I just went through. Because these are general obligation bonds, they're backed by the full faith and credit of the city and ultimately by property tax levies if needed to meet debt service obligations. For the City Council, this document represents the official disclosure to investors describing the city's financial conditions, legal obligations, repayment security, project purposes, and associated risks. So it's really that full disclosure document to the council, investors, and to the public. Council members and the public should view it as both a financial document and a public accountability document that demonstrates why the borrowing is needed, how the proceeds will be invested in long-term community assets, and the city's commitment to maintain strong fiscal stewardship while preserving its credit worthiness in the municipal bond market. So you'll see per capita costs, you'll see some preliminary debt structure analysis in there. So there is a red line version, and so while we say this is preliminary, here are some of the key things that have been edited or maybe could still be edited before the official statement. Most edits are routine disclosure updates and annual data refreshes like population or per capita for these bonds, that type of thing, with only a few changes that have policy or financing significance. Here's a couple of those key edits and changes in the preliminary statement. New disclosures regarding future borrowing. A new paragraph has been added stating that the city anticipates issuing additional bonds in the future. This is common because we issue bonds approximately every year. We didn't last year, but it also just puts the investors on notice that we do that. So that paragraph has been amended to that. This is a disclosure, but not an authorization, so it signals that additional capital financing may be anticipated. Clarification that TIF, tax increment financing revenues, may be used for debt service. The securities section paragraph now expressly states that while TIF revenues are not pledged for these bonds, they're GO bonds, but the city may use available TIF to help pay principal and interest on these GO bonds. This provides additional financial flexibility and may reduce pressure on the debt service levy if TIF revenues are used in any succeeding year. And those are annual discussions and conversations with the city's financial advisor. It also updates elected officials and city leadership, provides updates on economic and unemployment data, and basically refresh from prior years. It also provides economic conditions of the community such as retail sales, building permit activity, property valuation and rollback tables, and major employer listings also. So the disclosure notes that this additional borrowing is anticipated in the future, signals a broader capital financing strategy. That's also listed in there. and that TIF may be used towards geo bonding. So that's the basic overview of the preliminary official statement. Again, I apologize it didn't get in your packet, but that's basically what that's saying. So if you do notice anything that continues to be edited, and we had one thing brought to the table before the meeting, we'll make sure we get those done before it's published. So.
Spelled my name wrong.
And that'd be another, so there's two, right? So that's exactly why it's preliminary, so. I think that's all I have. Does everybody understand what you're doing with this resolution that covers 3 or 4 things? Okay?
Council, any thoughts, concerns, questions? Well, let me ask the audience first. Any thoughts, concerns, questions with this resolution providing sale of the bonds, setting the parameters to? Not seeing any. Council, thoughts, concerns, questions? Robert, you spelled your first name wrong?
I spelled my last name wrong. That's,
Well, I spell it wrong all the time.
you say it wrong too, sir.
I know.
I think intentionally sometimes.
All right, well, I don't hear of anything. So let me ask you the question, Mr. Byrd. So you're going to continue to edit this, but we're approving the purpose, and then you'll continue to edit this as we find stuff.
Well,
through it.
it will be published, I think the schedule says tomorrow, as a preliminary statement, so there'll be a final statement later, but we will make these edits. If there's a couple edits here, we'll get those made.
And you said we didn't issue any bonds last year? Is that what-
We did not sell them last year,
Did
right?
not sell them,
Yep.
okay.
So you're providing for, the resolution, just to be clear, the resolution provides for the sale of bonds, sets the parameters of the sale of those bonds at a not to exceed amount, which basically you're deferring authority then to sell less than that, basically at a market rate or an interest rate. If they're less than that, then I would have the authority to go ahead and issue those, sign off on those bonds below that rate. And approving a bond purchase agreement and this official statement. Okay?
All right,
Great.
questions, council? Let's
I
vote.
had,
Oh, go ahead, too.
I had some, I talked with Chad about it, and it's pretty well covered in the statement he just read, so.
Okay. If there's nothing else, let's vote.
Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes,
Weiss,
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Okay, resolution number 2, please.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving public improvement projects and permanent easements for the construction of Main Street, maintain Jefferson Street Railroad Crossing and acquisition of property and property interest by the use of eminent domain.
Second. No, I guess it's a resolution, sorry.
The resolution in front of you would authorize the city of Burlington to go through the proceedings, eminent domain as a legal doctrine, to acquire 173 square foot of area owned by the bakery near the railroad tracks, Hawkeye and Jefferson Street. So hopefully I explained it fairly fully in the work session, but I'll try and rejumble that and explain it again. So during the Tiger Grant project, we had BNSF and Iowa DOT Rail in town analyzing this situation. We jointly applied for Section 130 federal dollars to assist in the railroad safety program that will pay ultimately for the acquisition of this property. After the calendar is in your memo, after several attempts from BNSF to acquire the property through normal purchase agreement from the bakery, they were unsuccessful. The timetable of this grant runs out, I believe, by the end of the fiscal year, federal fiscal year, to acquire this property to be able to put in new signal arms and other equipment. And then the city also has some storm sewer and curb work that we have to do. So we have an assessment in the works right now to be able to, an appraisal rather, to acquire this property. So the easement term is used in the resolution, but is also, we've also discussed acquiring the parcel. Some more clarification will come on that over the next couple of weeks. So this is kind of the first step in the process to acquire this property. After the city's acquired the property, we would then grant a permanent easement to BNSF for use of their equipment in the right-of-way. So hopefully I explained that. Not as well as I did, I think, the work session. But I can answer any questions if you have any hesitations or concerns about the item.
And you said that would be paid for by money that would pass through us, right?
The money would pass through us, but ultimately we would be reimbursed through the Section 130 grant dollars.
Okay, anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Council, thoughts or concerns?
Nick, you did mention at the work session that there was a risk that if we didn't do this, that we could lose the quiet zone.
Yeah, ultimately, the reason for the cross bucks or the signal arms is to keep our quiet zone in place. So the Federal Rail does a 3-year analysis of the quiet zone. If these signals were not to be improved, there is the potential that we could lose this intersection as a part of the quiet zone.
In fact, when we were going through the Tiger grant, there was a question whether we'd retain the intersection at all. So, the signals are already on it. Even though I don't like the phrase eminent domain, the signals are already on it. It's only being used for really one purpose, so I don't have an issue with this. Any other thoughts or concerns, council? Let's vote.
Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Weiss,
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Thank you, Nick. All right, folks, we're at the end of the agenda, so give it your best crack. And if you don't feel it's fully addressed, you can always come back to the next council
Okay,
meeting.
because I wasn't quite prepared for this, kind of
Okay.
jumped into it, but this has to do with the housing that we all live at.
Give us your name and address first, please.
Susan Chaperdia,
Okay?
2830.
2830
Weingard Drive.
Weingard Drive,
We're from Autumn Heights.
Autumn Heights.
Okay, and your name, ma'am?
April Moore.
Okay?
And Susan, the last name's a tough one, Chupurgia.
Okay?
Okay. Basically, we feel a lot of things are going on unfairly there compared to some renters and some not renters, so I'm gonna try and go through this list as best I can. Most of us, the residents, live in fear of say the word for me.
Retaliation.
Retaliation for, let's see, go through here. You can do this better. She
All
can.
right. They're persuasive, apprehensive among tenants regarding speaking out or advocating for their basic housing rights due to a highly credible fear of retaliatory eviction. We got a lot of unfair things going on, inconsistency of rules.
Depending who they like. and
Depending
who
on whether they
who
like you.
don't.
There's a lot of favoritism going on. And it's mostly coming from the 4 office people, which are Dan Everhart, Annette Remick, Kara Roberts, and Lori, which I don't know her last name, but she's just the maintenance supervisor. We've caught them illegally coming into apartments. We've caught them telling other people, visitors and other tenants about other people's business. I mean, this list goes on and on and on. We'd be here half the night if I read everything to you. Basically, what we're asking for is either the resignations or for something to be done to make them follow or be more consistent with the rules, because it's getting out of hand. I do have several signatures saying that this is all really happening.
Most of the people didn't sign up for refer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A
I
lot of
understand
people
that.
are scared because that is what'll happen. We've had court cases that have been won against Autumn Heights for losing rent money, losing money orders for rent that no one can seem to find. Nobody can get a straight answer from any of these office people. It's always the runaround. We've had our guests banned from the property for no reason.
People are entering our properties for
Yeah.
no reason.
Right, there's so much going on.
Have you been to the board?
No, I
That's-
didn't know where to go, so.
Okay, we'll try to help you here a little bit. We do appoint people to the board, but it's really a federal institution.
Okay.
your best bet is first go to the board and request a meeting with them. And go to them, and you can even request a special meeting to address it. Because that's where you would start, and they would typically check it out and go from there.
And that would be HUD housing, period, or that would go to.
Well, there's a local board, the Low Rent Housing Commission.
Right.
You could start with them, and then obviously you could go above that.
Is there someone they could talk to after the meeting? To
Yeah,
get the appropriate contacts?
I can tell you who to
Yeah.
get a hold of, Chad or I can.
Yeah.
And we'll get you
We'll make-
some numbers to
yeah.
talk to.
Great.
Okay.
Make sure you get the right people.
Okay, thank you for listening.
Thank
Oh,
you
bet.
very much.
And I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
but I,
No, but you know better than we do where to
We,
start.
oh,
thank you for coming and thank you for
Yeah.
Okay.
It
letting
takes-
us know, and I know it can be a dangerous, difficult situation.
It takes concerned citizens.
Exactly, I know more than you know.
And look, you did just fine. How about that? Congratulations.
You did good, thank you.
Since we're back to comments, does anyone else have any comments for council? Not seeing any. If that is the case, we have reached the end of the agenda for tonight. We're going to go around and get department head last thoughts, and then council. Eric, you're first up.
Just
With development and parks.
Thank you. Just a reminder, the Dinkler Pool, we do have our concept design and information on our website on the pool study page. If you go to the burlingtoniowa.org and search pool study, all the information is there. So you can go through all the information presented at the open house, and then we do have a survey on those concepts. We want that feedback. And then if there's any questions, certainly reach out to staff. So encourage people to take the time to go to that page, get informed a little bit on what's being presented, and fill out the survey and ask staff if they have any questions.
I will tell you that Susan Van Pelt has been on before council several times, just about weekly, talking about the pool, wanted me to express to you, she couldn't be here tonight, but she wanted me to express to you and your staff and the consultants that she thought the presentation was fantastic, very well, a lot of good information shared, positive stuff and pros and cons.
Yep.
And so she was very, very pleased, so hats off to you for that. City Clerk's office, Stephanie, you got anything going on that we need to know about?
No.
Okay. Stephanie Stuber is saying she's giving me the wave off for finance. We don't have anything. Tim, anything for water or wastewater? No? Either one. All right, good. You would know. Brittany, library? Really? Okay, it's weird. Chief Thompson, anything for PD?
No, sir.
All right. Chief Toops, I know you got something going on.
We got a lot, so
All right.
enough to bring me down to the podium tonight.
Nice. I hope it's good news.
Yeah, no, lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff to go over. So some of this is friendly reminders, some of it is new and exciting. So first friendly reminder is this coming Saturday is our first annual Fire and Splash Summer Bash event, community anchor event, hosted again Saturday, July 25th from 11 to 2 p.m. Block party style of fun and event.
Chief, do I need cash to go to the
You don't
Splash
need
and
any
Summer
cash,
Bash?
completely free. Food, beverage, some giveaways, fun for adults and children alike, right? So bring your swim trunks if you want to get wet. But I've been making the rounds all day today, and I got some more rounds to make this week, but that's going on this Saturday. So I say first annual because we're hopeful, we'll see if we're successful and we do a good job, that we want there to be a second and a third and fourth. So that's coming up this Saturday. Another exciting bit of news that we did release today is the official press release announcing on July 29th at 10 a.m. at the 2100 North Roosevelt lot is our ceremony to perform the groundbreaking of Station 3. So, of course, you all are invited to attend, as well as all citizens of the greater Burlington area. So that's been out there. Check our Facebook page for some of that. And lastly, what also went out late last week is the official application portal for the 2026 Burlington Citizens Fire Academy. The easiest way to get more information on that, you can go to the Burlington Fire Department Facebook page. We do have a flyer out there. You can scan that QR code or read the information that's on it. But basically, applications are open right now. There is a limited number of people that will take in. I believe the number is 12. You must be 18 years or older. And you must be able to pass a background check. And applications are due by August 7th. But that's an 8-week course for Thursdays, starting August 20th and going to October 8th. So pretty good course there, hosted by a number of different firefighters and instructors. You really get a glimpse into what the fire department does, both ambulance and fire related, and how we conduct our business and operations. So encourage anybody and everybody to go to our Facebook page or even the City of website fire department page, and you can find the applications to get to that. So I said a lot right there, a lot of stuff going on at the fire department right now. Any questions, you know where to find me. That's all I got.
Outstanding. Several of us have been through the Citizens Fire Academy. It is highly recommended.
Right on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. McGregor.
Already on his
Public
way up.
Works and Deputy
If
City-
nothing else, I have to come up here and try and redeem myself for whatever mouth words came out earlier during that eminent domain conversation. I felt like I was all over the place. So just a couple updates on projects. Washington Street project, we should be seeing some cleanup for asphalt prep on the kind of the western end of it. So asphalt should start getting put down beginning of next week. I did see some chatter on the 5th intersection. So as you come down the hill, coming towards Washington Street, you approach this kind of awkward looking compared to what it was before ADA ramp. There is some railing that will go up, so people don't just kind of jump off into the abyss. So there'll be some railing there, and we'll make sure the contractor gets some conage and stuff put up in the meantime, so. Summer Street, we should be seeing paving, actual like roadway paving go on the ground here next couple of days, you know, barring weather. That'll be good to get that paving on the ground. It'll see a little progress for those people in that part of the neighborhood. I had something else, but I don't remember. Oh, Cascade Bridge. We had a public meeting last week. We have a survey out that should be getting pushed through our social media. It is a little bit more simplified than the previous iteration. I think one of the things that we did ourselves a disservice was we put out all these architectural drawings that people didn't have a frame of reference for. So we tried to get them a little bit more focused on the reason why we were asking those questions. We've gone over that in this room, but a lot of the public don't necessarily see those types of conversations. So anyway, that survey's out there for a couple weeks, and then we will re-present to you kind of the findings from that information. So that's it. Hopefully I redeem myself a little bit.
Yes, got a question for you though, because it's also been chatter on Facebook about the 5th Street because of the way the sidewalk has to be configured for ADA compliance.
Correct.
There's a little bit of a hiccup there, just like there is down on 6th Street to
Correct.
Jefferson. And that's a response to dealing with the incline of the hill, but also having a flat sidewalk.
Correct.
For someone.
Yeah, you're fighting cross slope and then the downhill topography of 5th and 6th in those
Right.
cases. I will say if people stop and progress slowly
is a
through the
stop sign,
intersection,
yes.
it's not as severe as if you kind of roll right through it. So
Yeah.
that's
Which is
my
another-
my little candor there on that.
It's
so.
another point that, yes, you have to stop bicycles and everybody at a stop sign in Burlington, Iowa.
Who knew?
Thank you.
Mandatory.
Mr. Byrd.
I have a couple of things. I am working with park staff and legal counsel to bring some ballot language, if the council is so inclined, to put a municipal pool ballot question on the ballot for this fall. So should see that information in the next council cycle. We'll have 2 council cycles to kind of work through it, but there is a deadline to get information to the county auditor. If you're going to call for that special, well, it's not really a special referendum. It's special in that it's unique and different, but it's going to be on the, if you do, it'd be on the November ballot, so it's not a special election. But so working on that. Words, right? Our bond rating, we received our bond rating through our bond rating call with S&P for these bonds that you're working through. We are stable at A+, which is great news, especially given some legislative action and just our continued economic pressures in this community. So We're very pleased that we remained stable at A+. That's good news. And finally, I have a 33rd annual Paint-a-thon sign-up sheet for council. I'm going to send that along. You each have a pen. There are options there, different shifts and time slots. If you find that it's really difficult to maneuver a paintbrush, you can come and help cook lunch, and that would be great too. So we'd love to have you participate in any way you need to.
Can we come just help eat lunch, or?
Sure, that would be, we'd love to have you there, so,
I can paint, but I can't cook.
okay.
No, that sounds
That's
good.
all I have. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
Appreciate city
Thank
staff
you.
for
Yeah.
always doing a great job on the
Always.
house that they select.
Yeah.
So, quick question, if it's on a Thursday and they might plan for a Wednesday or Friday, is there any prep, like Wednesday's my day off?
Yeah, you could
Is
come
there
and help.
prep work? Yeah.
You could do prep work, clean it, caulk, scrape windows,
Ooh,
yeah.
I like
and-
it.
Absolutely.
The day
Yep.
before?
Sure, yeah, just work with Eric and his team on signing
You
up
let me
something,
know.
yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, okay, good stuff.
Hey, look, I'm first. I like that.
Well, that's just the council sheet.
Way more people.
Robert, do you have anything to add tonight?
No, but I did like the presentations that I saw in the work session, like, you know, and then for the Nancy Nafee Park. Initially, just from chatter before I watched the meeting, I was like, uh-oh. But I like the plan, I like the idea of using the hill, I like all of it. And I'm sure that if anybody can find the funding for it, it's the Parks Department. You already proved that you could do it with Dankwart, and I'm pretty excited to see a new usable area downtown that people can be outside and enjoy the area, so great job.
Yeah.
If it happens.
We'll stress, this is strictly
Just
first.
planning, ideas,
First preliminary options.
dreamers got a dream.
Mr. Scott?
Yeah, the only thing I had last week was the Waterworks Board. We had a huge agenda. We approved the designation of the official location for the public meeting notice. That was it.
Fantastic.
You must be exhausted. All right, moving on. Mrs. Weiss, do you have anything for us tonight? All right, Mayor Pro Tem.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
Okay, well, I don't really have anything except I'm rootin' tootin' excited. Check that one out, that's old school. Rootin' tootin' excited about the fire station and also about some of the prelim news that we have on our financing of the aforementioned fire station, where we will not be using the voter referendum approved increase in the levy. That is due for a few reasons, which if you'd like to have more information on that, I would recommend you talk to our staff, Stephanie or Mr. Byrd or Chief Toops. But long story short, we, by being diligent and continuing to work on it, we're able to pull off what I feel is a major win for our community. So I can't wait for that to be done. In fact, before we move out, I would just like to do a feel-good tour of the old place and then the new place.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that. So, thank you very much for everyone. It was a great weekend, and I think that's all we have. Is anyone want to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
I mean,
Phillips,
Hi.
Scott,
Yes.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Wilson.
Aye.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
That's sign up. I got